Welcome, everyone, to Trend Micro Talks. I am your host, Erin Tomie, and today we're talking to Trend Micro Director of Customer Success, Tracy Shouldice. Tracy, how are you doing today?
Erin, thank you for having me. I am doing very well, and I hope you are too.
I am doing great, very happy to have you, and I would love to just start with you sharing a bit about your role here at Trend Micro.
Sure thing. So, as you said, my title is the Director of Customer Success. I work on the global customer success team, and I'm glad you asked that question because customer success means a lot of different things to different people, right? So, we define it on our team as helping customers derive value and achieve their desired outcomes from the investment that they've made in the Trend Micro solutions. So, in other words, helping customers get that value as quickly as possible through a series of post-sale engagements across the customer lifecycle. So, for example, right now we're actually working on upgrading our onboarding process so that we can help customers in that critical first 60 to 90 days after they've bought something from us to help them get it off the ground smoothly and without any pain.
Well, Tracy, I know that before you jumped into this customer success role, you worked on the industry analyst-relations team here at Trend Micro for 7 years, managing our relationship with cybersecurity experts from firms like Gartner, Forrester, and IDC. And before that, you were actually at Forrester as a senior advisor, and you've been in analyst relations at other companies as well. So overall, you've been in this analyst relations space for 18 years. After those 18 years, you took on a new role at Trend Micro in customer success, as you mentioned, which was a fairly new team to the company when you joined. Can you share what motivated you to make that jump to something so new and why you feel customer success is so important?
Absolutely. And that's a really good question. And you're not the first trender to ask me that question. After 7 years of being on the analyst relations or AR team, it was actually time for me to try something different. I was in a really good position in that we had built a good AR function at Trend. We had good people on the team, and it was kind of functioning quite well on its own. So my boss at the time, who was the chief marketing officer, approached me and said, "Hey, Tracy, what would your ideal next role be if you wanted to try something different?" And she was really great about that. She let me choose. So, unprompted, I told her that I thought that customer experience and customer success were of particular interest to me. She actually said, "Well, what is that? Tell me about that," which was telling because one thing that I thought was that Trend, needed to learn about that a little bit, and she didn't really understand the concepts. So what I explained to her was that when I was at Forrester, so just prior to joining Trend, the last 2 years, I was actually providing post-sale support to our customer experience clients. So the businesses to which the analysts at Forrester were providing advice about customer experience. So I talked to her about that, and I said, while consumer businesses like banks and retailers and airlines and hotel chains, they had all embraced customer success and customer experience for over a decade. Business to business tech vendors like Trend actually really hadn't by and large. So I thought this was an opportunity for us to do something that was a differentiator, right? If we could invest in customer success and help customers truly succeed, right, it would make our customers happier, which in turn would build the Trend business. And it would be something that we could differentiate ourselves from other vendors about, right? So I pitched it as a win win. I figured the customers would have a better relationship with us. They would see tangible results. We eventually would as well on the business side. And she agreed to go and talk to the COO. So she went and talked to him and said, "Tracy's pitched this idea of customer experience, customer success. What do you think?" And he actually gave the nod to let me play around in it. So I started going away from analyst relations and into the customer success side. And then, coincident, believe it or not, with the onset of COVID in March of 2020, Trend committed to building this global customer success function out, and that's when I made the official transition. So, and just to give you a perspective of how new it was, at the time there were only a handful of us on the team. I think there were 5 or 6 of us. Today, 3 years later, the global team has 8 members, but our regions each have 20 to 30 people dedicated to helping customers after the sale. So I think that talks a little bit to how much Trend values CS and has embraced it going forward.
Yeah, I think I can remember when you had originally told me that you were looking at changing roles and there was kind of this brand new team, that it was you and a few other people, and you were kind of working out what the strategies were, where you were going to start, where the most and immediate need was, where you could make that immediate value and bring the most value to customers as soon as possible, even though you had this small team that was really new at the company. And it's awesome to see. I was thinking it was just a few years, 2 or 3 years. So it's awesome to see now how that has evolved to this global project that each region has bought into. And more every day, I'm sure you're experiencing more and more people at Trend Micro understanding the value of customer success and how it can really help us as a company and also provide so much more value to our customers.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. And it's really great to see that evolving from almost nothing to what it is today.
I would love to know if you've seen any similarities between your time in industry analyst relations and now what you're doing on the customer success team.
Yes, I think first and foremost, both the analyst relations role and the customer success role are founded upon trying to abstract yourself from thinking about you and putting yourself in the shoes of the customer. So in AR, the analyst is the customer. At Trend, in the customer success function, our end customers are the customer, but they're both customers. So in my analyst relations career, which, as you astutely pointed out, was about 18 years, um, my job was to think about what does the analyst need to succeed in their role, right? What information do they need? What conversations do they need to have, et cetera, et cetera. And then when I went to Forrester, to add on to that, my senior advisor role by title, I was doing exactly that, but with my customers at Forrester. So my clients at Forrester, I was trying to think, okay, they've invested in Forrester's research and advisory services. How do I help them after the sale get the best value as quickly as possible from that? So I was constantly connecting them with the analysts or a piece of research that was relevant to what they were trying to achieve as my end client. And that's the nice segue into the conversation I had with the CMO, because I'm like, we need to start thinking more about what our customers need, what they're trying to achieve, what resources do they need to get there, and where and when can we help them do that and help them kind of plot that path to success for the customer, which means sometimes forgetting about your own needs, because I believe that if we take care of our customers, our business will take care of itself. The customer will be successful. They'll have a great implementation. They'll love working with Trend. They'll think highly of the brand, and eventually they'll invest more, right? They'll grow that relationship with us. And so the real key to both AR and this customer success role is kind of opening yourself up to your customer, be it an analyst or an end customer of Trend Micro, being empathetic, understanding the things that work well, the things that don't, and then helping them get past any obstacles so that they're happy at the end of the day. And again, I think if we do that, it's a win-win for us and the customer.
Well, Tracy, I could not agree more, and I've really enjoyed catching up with you today. I know that your time on the analyst relations team is actually when we first met, when I first joined Trend Micro as a rotation associate.
That
So
is right.
it's great to have you here on the show, five and a half years later. And yeah, thank you again for joining me here on Trend Micro Talks, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, Erin. You too. Thanks again for having me. It was great to chat.